Hello everybody, this is Steve here and welcome to GopherHaul. If you haven't started your business yet, what are you waiting for? If you don't start your business this year, you'll be at least 1 year older when you do. So get started today. Alright, we got a great topic to talk about today. As always, if you get a chance, you want to learn more about the lawn care business, about marketing and all the other stuff that goes along with it. Get on the forum, www.gopherforum.com, and also read my blog at www.lawnchat.com. It's full of just fantastic information. So one of the things I want to talk about today is a lot of times people get on the forum and they say, how am I going to get new customers? I just started my business and I'm not getting any success finding new customers. So we had this great opportunity to talk to a new lawn care business owner who had went from just a couple of customers when he started to 20 customers in all about 3 months period of time. So that was pretty good. So he went from 3 or so to 20, and he pulled this all together and he shared us a story about this, and I wanted to give you a little insight into how he did this. So he wrote to us and he said he had just opened up his very own lawn care business, and he'd been very fortunate to open up when he did, because within the first few months he'd been able to see a jump in his clientele. He had first got started in the lawn care business by working with his father doing property maintenance at his home building company. His job included mowing all the model homes and properties, and he serviced about 25 properties, he said, for about 3 years. As he worked with them, together they were able to build up a landscape trailer. So having all this equipment in his hands, he decided, why don't I start my own business and expand it to other properties. So at the same time he started the business, he started leasing equipment from his father. So anyway, this made it very easy for him to get his start, because he didn't have to go out and purchase a whole bunch of equipment in one lump sum. And he had the experience of cutting grass, but it's with the business side of things that he needed to become more of an expert with to be able to make lots of money, he said. That's why he came basically to the forum, and he had a bunch of questions to ask. And he said he learned a lot by just reading the posts and comments of other forum members. And he had a few of his own ideas that he wanted to share with us about motivation and how to make a company prosperous. So I said to him, you sound like you have a fantastic foundation and you're off to a great start. And I was asking him if you can tell us a little bit about your views on growing your lawn care business, and maybe some things that your father had taught you, since he had run a construction business for quite some time. And he responded with quite a great amount of information that I think a lot of new lawn care business owners just will never even consider and think about, just because they're so focused on making money to get it started. But anyway, so he responded. He said a lot of people have different philosophies about how to run their company, and here's just some of his thoughts on things. He said with his startup phase, the first thing he did, other than put his financials together, was get his licensing and his insurance, and then he started to spread the word. He told every person that he knew about his new lawn care service, about what he provided, and he spelled it out for him. From his parents to the grocery store clerk, he told every person that he came into contact with. The first month that he opened, he had 3 customers. Now, in the 3rd month, he said he has over 20, and it's all from word of mouth. He said he had a buddy of his who he met with, and he went over with him to make a logo and some flyers and so forth. But he said the low budgeting marketing items such as business cards are just fantastic. He said business cards are probably the #1 item any business person should not leave the shop without. He said he spreads the word everywhere he goes, and he said word of mouth is the #1 marketing technique for him. It goes much further than just a piece of paper, he said. Second off, he was saying his professional image. This item, he says, I think it's looked over a lot because of common excuses such as it's a dirty job. He said his state is just littered with lawn care companies, and you can't go down the road without seeing them. Even though he said on an average day he'll pass about 10 lawn care businesses, he said he'll only maybe remember 3, and basically because they look good, he says. He thinks that it's very important to be and look professional. So he went to Target and he bought some Champion shirts. He said first off, they're cheap, and also that they're pleasant to work in. And thirdly, he says they look very professional. Then he also got his logo and his phone number. He put them on the shirts, and you'd be surprised, he said, how many property owners react, especially the high-end property owners, when they see a professional-looking company making their lawns look professionally done. So he says that's very important, that all ties in there. And then next thing he said was foundation. Since he's a one-man show right now, he's using the short time to allow himself to build his foundation. And what he means by this is he's making a business system. From the first phone call to the last blade of grass that's getting blown off the yards at the end of the month, he's learning ways to keep the business optimized. And right now, he said, he'd put together an estimating business form that includes questions for the property owner, so that he can have them right then and there on paper instead of in his head. And if you need estimating forms, get on the GopherForum.com, and there's a whole section of free estimating forms and contracts and stuff like that. So that's in the free marketing template section. Anyway, so he said, what does he have on the estimate forms? He has questions like the dimensions of the property, objects on the property, also what he considers supporting events, like does he have to weed eat a ditch, and other types of time-consuming items. He says this form is the first thing that goes into his property file, just in case he gets sick or something happens to him where he has to have someone else run the shop for a while. They would be able to have all the information before they go out and do all the daily routines. So right now the foundation, he said, is still being built, but once he has it established, he'll be able to start building his business. So that's very important. Next, he was saying his estimating and services. He goes, right now he's very flexible with his estimating, but he has a bottom line and he won't go below it. He says nobody should. So if someone asks him to go lower, he says he kindly tells them that he would be basically paying to do the job and to do the work, and he says he won't do that, and that's not why he works. So he says to stick to your guns, and he says that once he explains this to his customers, that he usually gets the job. So I said to him, I think a lot of new business owners don't realize how important word-of-mouth marketing is. I said, what advice do you have for others who haven't been able to get into that whole self-promotion feel yet, and how are they going to get into it to, you know, self-promote themselves to potential customers? And he said one of the things he likes doing is catching the neighbors out when he's out there mowing the lawns and say to them something to the effect of, see how nice I keep your neighbor's lawn? I can do the same for you. And then he pulls out a business card and puts it in their hand. So I think that's some very fascinating information that he shared with us. And I hope that these ideas really help you out and grow. One of the things you may notice is the fact that he talked about business systems. And that's something that's pretty advanced. Most new business owners, they don't consider this, and they're usually too focused, as I said before, on finding a way to survive. That's a situation that you can see most likely that he's learned, from his father, the whole value of the business system. As he said, having it all down on paper allows him to basically hand it off to someone else to do and service the properties. A lot easier than if he were just to sit there and say, okay, here, go do these properties. It allows him not to have to recreate the wheel. So I think that's just really important. And so when you're starting up your business, consider getting as much as you can down on paper. Consider creating these business systems, and also don't forget the importance of word-of-mouth advertising and marketing, because as we saw here, this one lawn care business owner was able to go from just a couple of customers to over 20 just in 3 months' time, and that's pretty good. So I hope this all helped you out. And until the next time we speak, always remember to dream it, build it, go for it. And ultimately, this show wouldn't be possible if it wasn't for Gopher software. So if you get a chance, you're a lawn care business operator, you need software to run your business, even if you're just starting. The Gopher software is very inexpensive. And what it's going to do is it's going to allow you to get everything organized. It's going to allow you to get all your bills organized, all your schedule organized. You're going to be able to print out daily worksheets. You're going to be able to print out invoices when you need them. It works with the Palm software. It also has a barcode reader so you can scan in when jobs are completed or if invoices are paid. And one of the biggest mistakes you see a lot of lawn care businesses make is that they don't keep track of how much people owe them, they don't get their invoices out on time, or they mess up their schedules. So this also can track your chemical applications, your employee times, and it can also track your equipment preventive maintenance repair schedules. So if you get a chance, get on GopherSoftware.com, download the free trial version, try it out for 30 days, and until the next time we see you, always remember to dream it, build it, go for it.